When we're out in the bushland, like we are here in the wildflower gardens, and we're looking at habitat, we're looking at three different aspects. We're looking at the composition of species and the different microhabitats that we have. We're looking at the function, which is a lot to do with the ground litter, the hollows, the old growth, and we're looking at structure, which is about the canopy species, the shrubs, the shrub layer, and the understory. In the bushland, we have obviously quite a large space to have all of those different features incorporated. But when we're in the urban areas and we've got smaller spaces, it's really amazing what people can do in creative ways to create urban oasis and real hotspots for biodiversity. We're going to speak today with two people, Michael Gillings, who has made his backyard pool into a pond and created a number of those aspects to create a really biodiverse area which offers a lot of beauty and brings a lot of joy to Michael, and I think you'll see that. And we're also going to speak to the lovely Nanako and Sharon, who have taken a small street verge and planted it out to create small bird habitat. And I think you'll agree what they've done is pretty amazing as well. I'm excited for you to see it, so come along on EnviroTube. So we've come out to Michael's house, who's an absolute star of EnviroTube. I think you're probably the most interviewed person, and there's very good reason for that. I mean, you've created a bit of an urban paradise here.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
It really is, and you know, we were welcomed from the front door. And
so this is an eastern water dragon, of course, and this one was hatched here, so he's quite friendly and domesticated. He's like a little puppy dog. If you've got strawberries, he'll come running up, you know, like this to you.
And look, that's exactly what I guess we wanted to talk about today, is just, you know, when you create these little urban habitat areas in your homes, you can just have a completely different relationship to the flora and fauna that are around.
Yeah, so as you know, lots of houses have unused swimming pools in the backyard. When I bought this house, I really didn't want a pool, and so I just let it go natural, and gradually over time I've just been putting more and more plants in and learning as I go about how to make ecosystems. The kookaburra tries to catch the fish in the pond every single afternoon. He's never ever caught one, but he keeps trying. It's hilarious. Okay, so one of the main things with a pond is you have to have the water recirculating, because otherwise you end up with an anoxic zone at the bottom where there's no oxygen. And so I've got just a standard pond pump here. There's another one in the back there that cycles up through a little stream that runs across pebbles. So you've got lots of biofilm to kind of purify the water and re-aerate the water. The other thing that's really good to do is to create structure. Yep. So lots of hiding spaces for animals, for invertebrates, for lizards. So there's lots of eastern water skinks here as well, and also little skinks.
So what's so important in an urban habitat is these little micro spaces, and we've got the pool to pond conversion, which is quite deep water.
Yep.
And then you've created this, the water sort of running through the landscape, much more shallow.
Yep. So this is just a standard pond pump. It just runs through a pipe up to the top here. I did this because this creates a biofilm that helps to purify and aerate the water, and also it provides an alternative habitat for things that may not like the deep water, as you say. So Jacob, one of the things about ponds is that people like to put fish in them. Unfortunately, one of the most common fish in this area, and the one that you're most likely to catch if you just go down to a creek, is Gambusia holbrookii,
the mosquito fish.
So it is the most invasive freshwater fish in the world, and you don't want to introduce it into your pond because they basically eat everything. So what I've got in here are rainbow fish, eastern spotted rainbow fish, Melatonia, I think the species name is, and also I got some, I think, is it blue spotted gudgeon from Ku-ring-gai Council?
Yeah.
And they're in the bottom. So the rainbow fish are mid-water fish, and the gudgeon are on the bottom.
So being really purposeful about what it is that you are introducing, and then making sure that you do stay on top of those really high risk ones.
Yeah, if you do get something that's starting to take over the pond, just rip it out. You know, there's all sorts of things in here. Like most ecosystems, the majority of the diversity is microscopic.
Right, so we've just come away from the pond a little bit now, right by the edge, and we're going to cover a little something different, but another fantastic part of urban wildlife. Michael can have a little bit of a chat about your bees and how long you've had them for.
So this is a native beehive which was supplied by the council, and the native bees are stingless. They're really important pollinators. You can't really get honey from them, but I don't mind too much about that because it's just good to have them here. And as you can see, even though it's almost winter now, there's lots of activity, bees flying forwards and backwards, coming back with full pollen baskets. You can see the yellow pollen baskets on these little foragers that are returning.
While we've been here at your pond and with the hive here, about how everything's connected and how everything you know, is linked in the environment. And these little urban patches here, they might seem small, but they're incredibly important.
So, as you know, the domesticated bee is under pressure worldwide and is declining. And if bees went extinct tomorrow, we'd all be dead in about 3 months because there wouldn't be any food for us to eat.
And people often think that's scaremongering, but it really isn't, is
But
it? We
it's
rely on
not.
these so much.
We rely on these, but this is a potential solution.
So what you see over there between the fenced off areas is just the plain lawn that we had here, which is now grown to be a lush habitat, hopefully to bring our little friends, the little birds, back into closer to our houses.
So this was tiny tube stock. In 3 years this has grown, which is just incredible. And it's pretty much taking care of itself after initial watering and whatnot, but it is now just self-sufficient really, isn't it?
Self-sufficient little ecosystem.
Yeah. It's a lovely thing we can do because we're very close to the bush here, and I'm always very conscious of the weed problem getting into the bush. And,
that's right.
And just doing this sort of thing on your nature strip is just a fabulous thing to do.
And it's a counterbalance to what damage humans inevitably do with their everyday activities. So it's nice to give back something that's more proactive, and results show for themselves. So it just gives a little bit of joy and hope for people who are fighting for bush regeneration.
Absolutely, no, I think so.
You don't want to do it the wrong way, like you don't want to do it in such a small, disheartened way where the result, you want the results. And I think the council offers that in so many different aspects. So you can go and volunteer for propagation,
bush care and
street care. There's so much knowledge of your local bush area.
Also the wildflower nursery.
Yes.
Heaps of good information there in tube stock.
So if you're by yourself in your house wondering what you could do just for a little plant, you multiply it by 10, go to the council, get your free stock tubes and just plant, and then you'll get to know what works, what doesn't.
I hope you've enjoyed seeing what Michael has done in his backyard and what Sharon and Nanoko have made possible on that small street verge that they've got. And most importantly, I hope it's inspired you to take some actions to create those habitats in your gardens and to bring that biodiversity into our homes and into our lives. Thanks for joining us.